Evening, everyone. We've got head coach Pat Noonan for the post-match press conference, Leagues Cup Phase 1. Coach, if you want to start with your thoughts on the result tonight.
Certainly a good result on a night where I think we were just a little bit off in certainly some attacking areas. Looked like there was some fatigue there, even with some fresh bodies. I know it was humid and maybe didn't feel that way for everybody, but I think the guys at some point were feeling it a little bit. It's nice to have kept a clean sheet. Certainly wasn't because we shut them down. We relied on Evan to make a couple really big saves and a couple missed opportunities on their end, but still nice to see a 0 as far as goals conceded. It's been a while, so we're in a good position, and we need to do it one more time to advance in this tournament.
We'll start with Laurel, then we'll go to Jonah.
You just spoke about the clean sheet, but it is 3 consecutive halves that you guys have not conceded a goal. What do you think the difference has been for you guys?
It's tricky because when I watch the game and when you look at moments, like I said, we relied on a couple big moments and saves from Evan, and then they missed a couple. So it didn't feel like we were in complete control all game long, because there are games where you don't keep a clean sheet and you have better defensive performances than that. You concede on a set piece. So I'm pleased that we kept the clean sheet, but I do know that there was a lot that could have been improved to prevent some of those dangerous looks that they had. So, I try to be realistic about what we saw, and I think that can be better, but it was hopefully from a psychological standpoint, nice to see that and guys to feel that. And in order to get it, you still need to make plays. And I mentioned Evan. I thought Miles and Kyle were outstanding today. I'll single out some guys just because they made really key plays for us. Ender as well. Not just that final action. He was one of our threats to stretch the field. Made some really key plays on the back post defensively. So I thought some standout performances from those guys.
It was a big last goal that you guys got from Kenji. For a young player to be able to score against Kaylor Navas, what can that do for his confidence? I don't know if he needs it, but
yeah, I think you'll probably get a chance to ask him that. I don't want to speak for him, but I think all these guys recognize top players that they're matched up against. So what's important is it helped us with, at the moment, what felt like securing a win, and he did it against a top goalkeeper. So I guess you'll find out here soon, but it was a good action as far as how we got out in transition, and still some of the off-the-ball movements to open up space for him were things that maybe we were missing early on and have brought us some of our best actions and goals recently. So we got it in a big moment.
We'll go to Jonah, and then Union in the back, and then here.
Yeah, Coach, congrats on 100 career wins. How important is it to you to reach that career milestone?
It's not something I search out, but it's a testament to the body of work of all of us together. Just like when players have individual accolades, staff members, it's all of us working together to try to achieve our goals. And I don't want to diminish it. I'm very appreciative, but I'm appreciative because of how you get there with the people that you work with, and staff members, players. This is a really good group, and I appreciate those relationships, and that always brings out the best in the individuals. And so when everybody's moving in the right direction and working for each other, and you got talented people around you, good things can happen. And so I appreciate that it's done in front of our fans who give us incredible support. So while I don't take it lightly, it's it's not the end goal. We know what the end goal is, and that's sharing in the team moments with trophies, and that'll always be number one on our priority list.
Pavel Bucha has had a great stretch of play recently. Can you tell us how important he's been to the attacking phase?
Yeah, he's scoring goals. He's getting assists. He's certainly showing that he's more comfortable in a position that, a few months ago, it wasn't how you envisioned it. But I say it all the time, he'll do whatever he can to help the team have success. And even if it's uncomfortable, he's going to work to try to make the right decisions and the right movements and things that we ask of that position on the field. And it's nice to see the production go along with the hard work, because he's involved in a lot of big moments for us recently and helping us with goals and assists. So hopefully we can continue that. But he's in some of his best form.
Coach, kind of on the lines of you talking about Pavel being more comfortable in his position, kind of related to that, have you seen him become more confident, specifically being aggressive and kind of taking initiative on the attacking end in these recent stretch of games?
Not particularly, because I think when he was in a more central position, we still saw it, the desire to help us in the attack in different ways, whether it was deep runs or how he was able to arrive into the box. I think that desire and willingness has always been there. Now it's just happening in different ways in different areas on the field. So I wouldn't say it's new to see this determination, but how it's happening is relatively new.
Go here in the front.
Claudio Villalobos from Nashville Total Sports. Pat, beating two Mexican teams with the names of Pachuca and Pumas is not an easy task. No matter what the circumstances. What does that tell everybody else about your team at this point?
I think the last 3 or 4 years working together in having opportunities with Champions Cup, with Leagues Cup, has, I think, helped our guys to understand what these games are going to look like and feel like. And we've had some successful ones and we've had some disappointing ones. And it's always, for me, going to be an advantage when you're playing at home over playing it on the road. Because if you just look at the numbers of the success playing on your home soil and traveling, you see the difficulties. So I love the experiences that our group gets against top teams. You see how difficult it is. I know the scoreline was in our favor, but the game certainly wasn't comfortable. These are strong teams with a history of success, and it's great for our guys and our club to continue to be in these competitions and playing against the best teams in the region and winning games. That's important. So it's something that I think our guys look forward to, because they know now, having done this for years and having a good sample size of games, how to find success. So hopefully we can keep moving forward and have another strong game and result that, like I said, it puts us in a position to advance. At this point, I don't even know if 9 points guarantees that you get through. So we have to make sure that we're ready to turn it around and not feel too confident, just like after the Pachuca game, because Atlas is going to be ready, and we have to be ready to match what they bring. So I'm pleased, because these are really strong opponents.
Now, it would be difficult to find a coach that would say that after a game, even a clear win like tonight, 100% or even 80 or 85% of the tactical plan was accomplished. But how happy are you in terms of that, especially when they have such good opportunities like 3 or 4?
based on how we approached the game and what we expected, it was different structurally. And so the guys needed to recognize that early on, what their attack was going to look like, or what their defensive structure was going to look like, because it was different than we prepared. And that part I was pleased with, early adjustments. I think our press could have been more efficient in some moments where, especially Karaskia, he's finding space out wide, because I don't think we're applying pressure in ways where how they move behind our initial press could become more clear about how we deal with some of those moments. So that part was, I think, reassuring. And as far as our attack, I don't think there was as fluid of play and as decisive moments as we've seen previously. But the fact that I'm talking like this after a win against a very strong opponent is signs of progress for certainly our team, but for the league. So, that I would say that's credit to the players and being able to think on their feet and make adjustments.
We'll stay here in the front.
Ernesto Ortega for Extrema, Tennessee. Pat, the team showed a sharp ability to strike right at the end of the first half and again in its top time to seal out. How crucial was the efficiency in hurting Pumas at the exact moments when it was physically toughest for them?
Yeah, the timing of our goals was certainly important. Going into the break, the feeling we probably had was it was a little bit stagnant and maybe lacking energy or decisive moments, like I mentioned, and we were going to try to help the guys have some ideas at the break. But the goal was, I think, certainly important for how we felt. That's important. And then certainly at the end of the game when you talk about goal differential, and they were pushing, and we didn't concede, and we find a crucial goal that could be a deciding factor moving forward. But those were stretches and moments previously where I don't think we've had as much success. The stretch leading into the break or at the end of the game, and those moments we won tonight against a strong team, so I'm pleased about that.
And the impact of the substitutes like Echenique and Mboma was once again decisive in constructing the second goal. How satisfying it's to see to your bridge deliver option that effectively kill off the matches when space open up.
Yeah, in a game where the margins are small and you see a lot of straight matchups, sometimes it's individual creativity that could open up the game, or opportunities with space for your teammates to run to goal. And Ender did that with our third goal against Pachuca, and then he did it tonight in our second goal. And so you see the importance of speed when it's used the right way, because he went on a bunch of runs like that in the first half. He went on a bunch of runs like that in the second half that allowed us to move up the field, get territory, allowed his teammates to be able to run to goal. And in that case, we had more space. And then the off-the-ball movements to open up Kenji's opportunity. I look at those things as well, and I like the decisiveness of how guys were ready to run the goal.
We'll go to Gus.
Hey, Coach. Good evening. So you shared and you discussed it with us, like many years competing against the Mexican teams, CONCACAF Champions Cup, Leagues Cup. When you guys are at home, you dominate. When they actually are at home, the Mexican teams dominate. Yeah. Where can we really put the level of both leagues if you can put a comparison between both of the leagues, being so dominating one side at home?
Whole field's important. I think that's pretty common in most leagues, and in this particular comparison, while we've not only closed the gap, gained advantages with winning games at home more consistently because of these competitions and the frequency of it, they've still been at the top because they're winning more trophies. And that's the difference right now is whether we have a game on our soil or we go there. Winning trophies is what changes the conversation, and how do we get there? I think that's been discussed at length, and I don't need to get into that conversation now, but we know we can win as a league against the strongest Liga MX teams. But in the biggest moments, are we doing that more frequently? And that's where the conversation for me has to change. And it's not going to be easy because it's a strong league with strong teams. And that still is the separation of the two.
And last one here from Alejandro.
Coach, congratulations on the win. And as you predicted, look like you're going to need 7+ points to go to the next phase. So how hard is for you to prepare, practically ignoring tiredness or fatigue going into Tuesday game?
Yeah. Well, I said it after game one. We know we need to get at a minimum 2 points, and that's what that's where our slip up was last year. And then the third game became so difficult with the goal differential. Now we've positioned ourselves in a better way, where there's a lot of teams that are in position to go into the third game to win and get 9 points. So our focus just has to be on how do we recover. You mentioned the turnaround. We have an extra day, which I think is important based on these previous 2 games post San Jose. So hopefully that extra day makes a difference. We'll see how we come out of it, but the message and the focus can't change as far as how we get another result to hopefully be in the quarterfinals and be one of the 4 teams advancing.